This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore.
We have a problem in our Supreme Court. I hope you're going to get tired of hearing me repeat this line from John Roberts, the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, when he wrote to the Senate, or he responded to the United States Senate Judiciary Committee, saying this: the court does not plan to adopt the code of conduct for United States judges. The court has no reason to adopt the code of conduct as its definitive source of ethical guidance. And here we are. And here we are yet again, another day, another headline about our unethical, self-dealing Supreme Court. The Guardian, get a load of this headline. Lawyers with Supreme Court business paid Clarence Thomas aide via Venmo. Payments to Rajan Vasisht and Aide from 2019 to 2021 underscore ties between the justice and lawyers who argue cases in front of him. There is no reason, zero, there is no justification that an aide, an employee of the United States government, and more specifically the United States Supreme Court, should be taking Venmo payments from someone who has business before the court. Several lawyers who have had business before the Supreme Court, including one who successfully argued to end race-conscious admissions at universities, paid money to a top aide to Justice Clarence Thomas, according to the aide's Venmo transactions. The payments appear to have been made in connection to Thomas's 2019 Christmas party. So this goes deeper. Not only are there payments being made, but there's a record of now guests who attended Clarence Thomas's Christmas parties. So people who have business before the court, who have a stake in a ruling related to the Supreme Court, are chumming it up, are partying with the judge, the justice, who will rule on their case. Even if there wasn't money involved with this, it would be a problem. You recuse yourself if there's a conflict of interest. And friendship is a conflict of interest related to the highest court of the land that should be beyond reproach. The payment to Rajan Vasisht, who served as Thomas's aide from July 2019 to July 2021, seems to underscore the close ties between Thomas, who is embroiled in ethics scandals following a series of revelations about his relationship with a wealthy billionaire donor, and certain senior Washington lawyers who argue cases and have other business in front of the justice. Vasisht's Venmo account, which was public prior to requesting comment for this article and is no longer, show that he received 7 payments in November and December of 2019 from lawyers who previously served as Thomas legal clerks. The amount of the payments is not disclosed, but the purpose of each payment is listed as either quote-unquote Christmas party, quote-unquote Thomas Christmas party, quote-unquote CT Christmas party, meaning Clarence Thomas, or CT Xmas party, in an apparent reference to the justice's initials. However, it remains unclear what the funds were for. It remains unclear what exactly the funds were for. You see, I don't know if you use Venmo, but you have the ability to make them private transactions, and you don't see the dollar amounts that are transacted, that are sent back and forth. But you can also have your, I don't know why anybody would do this, I do not, but you can have your goings on. It's like a social media thing. It's like a tweet, except it just shows, I sent this money for this, like poker night or whatever, half of the meal, half of the Uber. And it appears this dum-dum kept all of that public. Now, it gets worse than just former clerks. You'll hear it here. The lawyers who made the Venmo transactions were Patrick Strawbridge, a partner at Convoy McCarthy, who recently successfully argued that affirmative action violated the United States Constitution. Kate Todd, who served as White House deputy counsel under Donald Trump at the time of the payment and is now a managing partner of Ellis George Cipolloni's law office. Elbert Lynn, a former Solicitor General of West Virginia, who played a key role in a Supreme Court case that limited the Environmental Protection Agency's ability to regulate greenhouse gas emissions, and Brian Schmaltzbach, a partner at McGuire Woods, who has argued multiple cases before the Supreme Court. And there are several others. I will link to this article, as I always do, at the bottom of the description from The Guardian. I encourage you to read all of it. And of course, when they reach out for comment, it's crickets. When they reach out for comment, all of a sudden, I have no comment on this matter. This is unacceptable. Last paragraph, Vasisht did not respond to an emailed list of questions from The Guardian, including questions about who solicited the payments, how much individuals paid, and what the purpose of the payment was. The Guardian also asked questions about the nature of Thomas's Christmas party, how many guests were invited, and where the event took place. Look, these are public employees. They serve at the pleasure of the United States. They are on our payroll. And to not answer questions about money that is a clear conflict of interest, that sets up clear ethical problems, is in itself a problem. Our court needs to be dismantled and built from the ground up. And that includes anybody else, Sonia Sotomayor and anybody else that has taken part in money exchange. John Roberts' wife, I think Neil Gorsuch's wife, I'm not sure. But certainly Samuel Alito and Clarence Thomas need to be the first among these crooks to go. If we cannot have full faith and confidence in the ability, or the motivations at the very least, of the United States Supreme Court, we are adrift as a nation. The rule of law is something that gets talked about by both parties as something that sets us apart. And if we cannot rely upon that, then where are we? Clarence Thomas seems to have a pattern and practice of completely jettisoning of normal decency and adherence to ethical standards. And when you have a Supreme Court Chief Justice who says the court has no reason to adopt the code of conduct as its definitive source of ethical guidance, I would say you do, John Roberts. Pack this court. Stop with this adherence and reverence for tradition. It is within the power of the Congress to organize the courts. Let's do something about it. What do you think? Please lay it on me. What do you think? We can talk about it in the comments. You can also leave a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. As always, absolutely, you can email me the old-fashioned way, daily@dollemore.com. If I bring you value to your day or to your week, please consider supporting my work, bringing more eyeballs to topics of great import. You can click the join button below, become a channel member for $1.99 a month. You can click the super thanks button, or you can go over to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. Follow me on social media. We can talk about it there. I'm at Dollemore just about everywhere. And I will see you next time. Until then, be genuine. Take care of one another.